Girl, you better make yesterday the last day that you spent giving a fuck about people who show you they don't give a fuck back. We are less than 4 months away from another new year. And after I get done having this pep talk with you, honey, you are not going to go into 2024 with imbalanced emotions. In this video, we're going to go over 7 ways of how to emotionally detach from, you ready for this? The villains in your life. Hi, I'm Diamond, and welcome back to Herxiety, which stands for her anxiety. Girl, are you tired or are you tired? Because I know that I'm fed the fuck up of people either draining my energy or disrespecting my boundaries and then playing victim to their own toxic behaviors. Hold on, wait, did you hear what I just said? Because Beyonce said it best. People are out here playing a whole lot of victim and villain at the same time. This is why we're left walking around feeling tight, overstretched, and gloomy. Oh, but the people who are causing the problems, they don't know how to do nothing but deflect and mind fuck and leave you feeling like you're overreacting, confused, misunderstood, or just running around with false narratives. Meanwhile, they're secretly gloating over making your life miserable. And their madness is never ending because they actually get a kick out of being a thorn in your life. They don't give a fuck about you. They play victim long enough to pull at your emotional strings just to keep you around, but their actions will weaponize your life. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to dismiss their asses.
You're fired! Fired! Fired!
And we're gonna look at 3 things. The first one is, who is this villain? What do they look like? How do they act? So that we are aware on what to look out for. Because after all, they will make you feel like you're the one that needs to plead insanity. Number 2, we're gonna look at 7 ways to emotionally detach so that you are emotionally unavailable and can dismiss yourself with ease from the people in conflict that don't deserve your time, presence, or energy. And number 3, we're gonna take a look at the new and improved you. Because as you spend days turned into months, turned into years healing, you're going to raise the bar on who has access to you. So if this is your kind of content, please hit that thumbs up, share, and subscribe to this channel. Now, girl, let's get into this lesson. Who is this person? What does this type of villain look like? Okay, so this is a type of person who intentionally pokes at and starts fights with you. Now, it's not always obvious, okay, because they're experts at their witchcraft.
Well.
But you will consistently find yourself in situations with them that will leave you feeling slick punked again.
You set her up on purpose? I can't believe you do something that mean. Hey, she was ruining my life.
They take your words and they misrepresent them back to you and others to distract from taking accountability of their toxic behaviors. They deflect or shut down, making you look like the villain in their story to preserve their innocence and keep the onlookers in the dark. They flat out lie about everything and try gaslighting you into thinking that you misunderstood them. They minimize your feelings and they accuse you of being, too dramatic or too sensitive of their words. But understand, this is all to only manipulate you off of them. What did I say earlier? They're crafty at their bullshit. They say passive aggressive and insulting things to you and then be like, I'm joking. But let's not forget there's truth in every joke. When confronted about their behavior, They change the subject to distract you. And this one is a biggie. They will bring up all the things that you have done and said just to get you off of them and shift blame. This is not a sign of an emotionally or mentally healthy person who knows how to cultivate relationships with others. Because trust me, you're not the only person whose life they're being a thorn in. This is the only way that they know how to have relationships with others that they encounter, including their family. This is where it gets scary. So hear me loud and clear. These type of people are aware of what they're doing. They thrive off of participating in dynamics that they can pick at, set fires, and step back and proclaim their innocence. Meanwhile, they are snickering behind closed doors when they are knowingly aware that they have caused hurt and division amongst you and anything you got going on in your life. They find value within themselves when they are successful at troubling others. So part of their tactic when confronted is to shut you down, hang up, walk away, or act like they don't want to talk about the situation in that moment. And it's not to avoid you. It is to draw you in even more. Think about it. What fun is it to them to be civilized and decent, come up with healthy solutions, and then be done with it? Girl, bye. They are going to dismiss you because they know it's a form of disrespect that's going to aggravate and keep you engaged. This is a person who is never going to accept accountability for their actions, so they are a lost cause. Hate is hate, bitter is bitter, jealousy is jealousy, and unhappy is unhappy. And with all those characteristics combined, it's giving they are the type of person that if they can't be happy, neither can you. So baby, you can't walk away, you got to run away from a person like this. Slam the door and put on the alarm system. Trust me, they're like this because this is how they were treated somewhere in their upbringing. And instead of them changing the cycle, they not only adapted to it, but then they decided to adopt the ill will behavior as well. Ugh. Let them go. They have deep-rooted issues that you can't solve. And I understand if this is a close family member, but here's the question to you. Do you want to go the rest of your life feeling punished because they were punished and have decided to turn into a villain, knowing damn well they didn't like it when they were a victim to this destructive behavior? Before I get into 7 ways on how to emotionally detach, let me say this. Don't feel bad for the villain that's in your life. They are aware of how you want to be treated because you have already told them several times through your actions, through your words. They are deliberately choosing to not treat you the way that you have asked to be treated. They don't care about your comfort or the dysfunction that they are creating in your environment. They only care about getting what they want or feeling how they want to feel at the expense of your happiness. They are here to wreak havoc and watch everything in your life burn down and then be on to their next victim. So please get serious about detaching yourself. Let's get into number 1. Stop reacting. Don't justify or explain how you're feeling to them. Don't defend yourself. They know what they did and they know when they're wrong. But the minute you give them the time of day and start over-explaining yourself, you are no longer keeping the focus on holding them accountable. This is why these type of people cannot be in healthy relationships, because they are always manipulating their way out of being held accountable.
Aha, I get it. Light bulb, bing, 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 bing.
Number 2, get clarity on understanding that what you want isn't always what you need. If the villain in your life is a family member, you can't change them. But in order to gain back peace, you have to remove yourself from them. You have to fall back from obsessively worrying about them, trying to correct their behaviors, or even trying to rescue them. You have to let them be responsible for their own decisions, and you cannot rescue them from the consequences that stem from their actions. Number 3, don't voluntarily keep suffering emotionally. Do you want me to break down how that feels so that you can pinpoint if you're even going through any of these feels? By the show of hands. Yes? 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 Okay, I got you. So you're going to have feelings of sadness. You're going to be frustrated, confused. You're going to feel defeated. Some even feel guilty and don't have a clear reason as to why. However, your emotions impact you so deeply that it disrupts your daily quality of life. You find yourself constantly thinking about or constantly talking about the issues that are caused by this person. Mornings turn into night, night turning to mornings, and you still fucking talking about the same issues that you have with this person at hand. Oh, trust me, I know. Been there, got a t-shirt and a nightgown for it. But are you ready for this truth? You have lost your power by willingly handing it over to your villain. But to help you get that power back, just know that you don't ever want to be in the way of a person who validates their obvious wrongs. Walk away from trying to get your emotions across to a person who doesn't even see your value. They don't see you. They're looking straight through you. Number 4, learn how to sharpen your mental strength. Disclaimer, I'm not saying to be strong at all times. That's damn near impossible. Plus, I cringe at that advice. I am an advocate for telling people it's okay to not be okay, and it's okay to not have a good day and just need a moment to scream, collapse, cry, hell, ball up and throw paper. However, I am telling you to sharpen your mental strength so that you pay no attention to your villain. You know, give them no time of day, see right past them. You know, one thing I've had to learn myself is that ignoring and ignorance goes hand in hand, because you can ignore the ignorance that they try to push your way. Number 5, be aware of the power games and stop buying into them. Some villains are always dangling what they can do for their victims as a peace offering. For an example, when they feel like they're losing you, they'll come back with something that they know you may need or think that you may want at the time. You see, that's what I like to call trick or treat. And when you take the bait, they have tricked you right back into the palm of their hands by just simply offering you a treat, but no change in their behavior. That is why we find ourselves staying in situations like these for years until we have that one day you woke up different moment, that aha moment. But by then you are an emotional wreck that don't even know where to begin picking up the pieces to your life. But if you learn to emotionally detach, which in turn will cause you to deeply heal, I promise you grow with my right hand up. You will raise the bar on who has access to you, which will save you so many wasted years of emotional suffering. There won't be a damn thing a person can offer you in return for putting up with their mistreatment. Number 6, come to terms with accepting the relationship for what it is and for what it will never be. A villain is not someone that you work with in hopes for change. It takes two mentally and emotionally stable people to understand differences and then solutions towards those differences. A villain only sees their way as correct and thrives off of causing division with a person who doesn't see those ways. You see, they view that type of person as weak, but what a villain doesn't understand is that their target isn't weak. Their target just doesn't compete where they don't compare. That is why you have to stop trying to get them to see their behavior flaws and let them just assassinate their character alone. One thing we can all agree to when watching superhero movies is that the villain may win the battle, but they don't ever win the war. Number 7. Give yourself time to feel your emotions and mourn. Girl, you know I don't play about you when it comes to me telling you to give yourself grace, and this is no exception. At some point, you either had a relationship or was trying to form a healthy relationship with the villain who is in your life. You had no idea that they were going to unmask themselves polar opposite of who you once knew, or I guess who their representative was. In my past, I was pre-warned about the villain who was in my life, but I'm a retired sucker for giving people a fair shot and allowing them to stay a day too long at the expense of my mental health. Not anymore. But I had to learn that valuable lesson at my big age. So don't be hard on yourself. You didn't do the switcheroo. They did, by revealing their true selves from their representative, causing you to have to detach from them and allowing them in your life. We don't have a day to spare at the rate of how this world is moving. So if they were close, it is going to feel like a loss. You're going to feel sad, but you cannot take the easy way out by staying miserable. You have to go through the process that's going to get you out the door. But don't diminish your feelings. It's normal to feel disappointed. But the longer you're in denial of how you feel, the longer you're going to keep that villain around. In the fine words of Olivia Pope, this is how it sounds when you have been forced on an unexpected journey of deep healing. Take a look.
Speaking to me is a privilege. You do not have privileges. Do you hear me?
The deeper you heal, the higher and higher and higher you're going to raise the bar on who can be around your presence or in your presence. It's not about thinking you're better than anyone, because trust me, the villains of your life, they're going to constantly throw up that tired, played out line. It's about protecting your peace, remaining calm, and having a drama-free life that you've worked oh so hard to get. And in order to keep it, that type of elevation requires you to be less available or even accessible at all to toxic behavior with a fucking period. Remember, it takes two people to effect change. And when you're dealing with a villain, you're dealing with a hopeless cause that you don't got time to sign up for anymore. Until the next time, girl, I want you to grow and glow. Love you, bye.